You might be surprised what the ancient astrologers actually have to say about Libra rising. Some of these things don't get talked about and they're really unique. What does Libra rising mean? And what is a person like with this sign in their ascendant? Let's go over all of that and more. The most dominant trait found in 7 different astrology scriptures say that Libra rising will gain a lot of wealth. Venus is the planet that rules Libra, and she's in charge of money and your assets. She really shines in this sign and fills it with the energy of wealth. But there's a catch here. We know that Libra is a moving sign. It's not fixed. So that means there's a lot of activity going on here. Things come and go. The scriptures say the wealth of Libra rising can go up and down. So it's not like you're given a bunch of money up front and that's it. It says your wealth is gained by your own effort. So if you lose some money, you'll be able to make it back, and even more later. And then you may lose a little, but then you make it back again. So that's what Libra does in your ascendant. It's quite a busy sign. The ancient astrologer Prituyashus said Libra rising can be frugal, so it's wise to be careful. But it gets even better. Overall, as life goes on, you tend to get wealthier and wealthier, even though there are financial ups and downs along the way. So just keep doing your best in the down times because you know it's going to improve. That's the nature of this energy. Things won't stay the same and they get better over time. Libra is actually a sign of abundance, especially the middle third. The highly respected astrologer Firmicus Maternos says Libra rising will be super wealthy when they get older and that it happens gradually over time. He even said you get luckier as you age, so age is a good thing here. This sign sets you up to live in comfort. Just work hard and stay steady in the unsteadiness. Good things are heading your way and you have a lot to look forward to. Welcome to Astrology by 33, where ancient secrets are finally restored. It's an honor to have you here today. The mission here is to revive lost teachings in order to help you grow and to realize the great potential sleeping within you. This is about discovering the truth in astrology and weeding out the rest. The second trait of Libra rising says they really look out for others. These are the people who reach out to help those who are down or helpless. Venus is a very loving planet and she likes to help people, especially when they can't help themselves. A lot of people just look the other way, but not Libra rising. They stop and help. Where someone is weak, Libra rising is strong. When someone is poor, they give of their wealth. When someone is hungry, they provide a good meal. These people are kind and charitable, and they can't stand it when the lower class gets taken advantage of or neglected. This sign is known to give a helping hand. Libra rising means you were born with the zodiac sign of Libra in the first house of your birth chart. The first house in astrology represents your physical body. It's how you look, your personality, and the way people see you on the outside. It's also your happiness. The third trait of Libra rising is these people are truthful. When you ask them something, they're going to tell you how it is, whether or not it's pleasant. They operate on the principle of telling the truth. This is particularly so in the first 10 degrees of Libra, which is the section that supports justice. Now, this will help you understand your rising sign better. There are 12 zodiac signs, and a different one rises above the eastern horizon every 2 hours. So when you came into this world, you could take a snapshot of the stars looking east, just above the flat line of Earth, and there you'd find the constellation of Libra. The sign was ascending the hour you were born. That's your ascendant. It establishes the first house in your birth chart. The fourth trait of Libra Ascendant makes them love to travel. This sign of Libra itself holds the energy of coming and going, of arrivals and departures. So these people are very active and always on the go. Libra rules over roads and paths, which sets them up for travel. They like to leave the house to visit all kinds of places. You'll often find them taking a road trip. And this takes us to number 5. Libra rising has a natural magnetism for business, especially buying and selling of merchandise or services. Libra itself rules over shopping and business transactions. These people know how to partner with the right people and make a deal. They're great at managing finances. Now let's go over the sixth trait, which is probably the most popular of them all. And if you're liking this video, thanks for pressing the thumbs up below. The sixth thing with Libra Ascendant is these people are lovers. Of course, we know everyone loves to love, but Libra rising absorbs this energy. That's because the sign of Libra itself rules over love and relationships. Venus is the planet of love. So when this gets put in your ascendant, you literally embody the pleasures of love. These people can be super romantic, and it's especially natural for them to seek out relationships. Libra is literally this sign of love, so that's really powerful. And this takes us to number 7. We all know how wonderful relationships can be, but we also know some of them end up not so wonderful. And that's usually because there's a fight or argument of some kind. We've all been there. Unfortunately, that can be Libra energy too. 5 different scriptures say that Libra rising can gravitate towards fighting and arguments. So we need to be careful when we get in relationships to remember kindness and respect for each other, even if we don't agree on everything. It can be really easy for Libra rising to get into a relationship, but it's easy to stir up an argument once you're in one too. Healthy debates are one thing, but being rude or disrespectful to our partner crosses the line. And this isn't just for romantic relationships. It's for any kind of business partner too. It's always a good policy to treat the person how you'd want to be treated. It sounds simple, but it can save a relationship. I know someone with strong Libra energy, and she says, "I just love a good fight." And she says it almost with a smile on her face. So that's what we're dealing with here. If it's too late and you already got in a bad fight with someone, one of the best things you can do is forgive them. That doesn't mean it's okay if they did something wrong. It just means you're letting it go and moving on. When we hold on to hate and negativity for past relationships, we only hurt ourselves. Sometimes it's better to forgive them in your heart, even if you never end up telling them. It's like a huge weight gets lifted off your chest. One way we can reduce our own negative karma is to forgive others, whatever it is they've done to us. And when you stand praying, if you have anything against anyone, forgive them, so that your Father in heaven may also forgive your wrongdoing. But if you don't forgive, neither will your Father in heaven forgive your wrongdoing. This is a basic law of karmic exchange. If we want our personal karma cleared, we need to start by clearing it with others first. As above, so below. If we have hang-ups with others down here, we're gonna have hang-ups in the divine realm. And when that happens, it can block the flow of blessings. So it's in our best interest to forgive others and just move on. We don't need to get back at anyone. God takes care of that. This is a very important counterpoint for Libra rising. Now let's move on to number 8. The argument and fighting side of Libra tends to fall in the first 10 degrees of the sign, but the next 20 degrees are actually full of joy and tranquility. This is where Libra rising gets a really sweet and peaceful reputation. So check what degree your ascendant is at if you tend to be more on the chill side. 3 different astrology books emphasize how gentle they can be. It says they're calm, patient, they don't talk a lot, and can be very shy. We need to remember that different sections and degrees of Libra hold different types of energy. The whole sign isn't one thing. Creation runs deep and is very intricate. Each zodiac sign is a body part of the Creator. We all work together to function as a whole body, so it's important to understand which part our rising sign is. Together we are one body. All the signs have unique and essential roles, and that's why it isn't fair to say which sign is the best, because there isn't one. If you removed any part of your body, that would be a problem. Libra is the part right below the navel and includes the lower part of your belly and back. The 9th special quality of Libra rising says they're educated. In particular, they work under their teachers and elders and have great respect for them. You may even find them in positions of apprenticeship where they learn from the best in person. They have an extra special relationship with those they learn from. Not everyone likes their teachers, but Libra rising has a high regard for those with greater skills above them. Never be afraid to ask your teachers or elders questions. It will be to your advantage. And ask while you still have a chance because they won't be there forever. You have a natural magnetism to get along with them, and that can take you further than the average student. Knowledge through experience is power. The authoritative text of Saravali says you're intelligent. Number 10. These people are naturally distinguished according to 4 scriptures. Now this is something that's not talked about a lot because Leo gets most of the attention for being the light in the room. But what's interesting, the scriptures strongly point to Libra rising being very elevated and of a higher status. What makes them different from a Leo is they're more subtle and reserved about it, but you still definitely notice them in a room. They don't need to talk a lot to get attention. People really respect them, including their own father and siblings. They hold themselves with a knowingness, but it's a healthy, quiet confidence, and they're motivated to be at the top. It's the fine balance of being very poised without an ego, which leads us to number 11. When you're smart, distinguished, and educated by the best, this sets you up to run in higher circles, which could be a wide range in society, from show business to government or religion. You may even get recognition from the government and establish great relationships or even business with them. Saturn gets exalted in Libra and rules over supreme government, like the feds or a monarchy, so government energy thrives in this sign. Saturn is very comfortable here. Firmicos Maternos says you could even have an office in government or religion, which moves us to number 12. 4 classic astrology books say that Libra rising is religious. They honor divinity and often take part in religious services or their own spiritual practice. Libra is an air sign, so it makes it natural and easy to believe in the unseen realm. The air in our lungs is invisible, and without it we die. There's power and variability in invisible forces. Libra knows this. So that makes spiritual pursuits instinctive and rewarding. And number 13. I don't always like to talk about the physical characteristics of signs because if you have any planet inside or aspecting your first house, it can completely change the way your ascendant expresses itself. That said, the scriptures do talk about what Libra rising looks like in its pure form. They say it gives you a long and lean body. It also makes you more on the thin side, definitely not fat. Paldipika says you'll be tall, and Saravali says you have a beautiful body. Who doesn't want to hear that? Jaltika Perijata says your eyes are charming and your face is attractive. Number 14. Now let's talk about the mindset of Libra rising. The first thing is they have very good judgment, and they're usually right when they call something out. They can get really deep and serious when they think. Because Libra is a moving air sign, it can cause the person to change their mind more than the average person. This can be a really good thing when you need to be flexible in your work or relationships. No one likes a stubborn mule when you're trying to get going. So even though you make good decisions, know that you may change your mind, and sometimes that's okay. Just don't do it after marriage. Number 15. It's possible Libra rising could become famous. Firmicos Maternos said the fame comes as you get older in the later stages of life. And something that's very interesting is the last 10 degrees of Libra, which is 20 to 30 degrees, can make you famous for singing. If you look at Anne Hathaway's Vedic chart, which uses the sidereal zodiac, you'll see she has 4 major planets in the last 10 degrees of Libra, and she has a gorgeous voice. She became famous for it later in her career. I actually had no idea she could sing until I saw the movie Les Misérables. She won so many awards for that role, it was ridiculous. We don't have her exact time of birth, so we don't know if Libra is her ascendant, but she's a great study in what having planets in Libra looks like. She also has an exalted Saturn at 4 degrees of Libra, and if you count Pluto, she has 6 planets in Libra total. Motion picture is very much Libra energy. Now, if these Libra rising characteristics didn't describe you and you follow Western astrology, you actually might be a Virgo rising in Vedic astrology. It pushes your chart back almost a whole sign and uses the sidereal zodiac, which works with the real stars and constellations in the sky. Western astrology uses the tropical zodiac and seasons. So if you're not sure, check out the Virgo rising video and see if you resonate more with that one compared to this one. I'll put the link above. If you want Libra rising explained even better, here are 2 videos with the deeper meaning of your first house and the sign of Libra. Just put the 2 energies together. They're worth a watch if you want to know more. Thanks for subscribing and visit astrologyby33.com.